It's British. Oh god.
British.
Signal box.
Hello.
So I love these categories, and I love the points. The points are very good, although it's a little biased for the tier 5 points. I think that's a hefty sum.
Do we want to just not do those points?
Okay, I'll change it back to 491 or something.
491's good.
491's good.
You're no fun.
Well, you can. If somebody gets just a few of the bottoms, they sweep the game.
I'm not looking.
Oh, God, yeah.
Leighton, stop, hide the
Leighton,
thing.
stop
I'm not looking.
I don't know why my instinct was to make noise.
I just
Like,
hung up.
I don't know why I did the same thing either. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
I physically held up my hand. I could have just looked
mean,
away.
I did too. I was making stupid sounds and holding up my hands here. As we proved in the last episode, we really are 4/4 of one idiot.
yeah.
Correct.
I'm sorry. I thought it was screen sharing the screen, not the whole window.
Well,
There are 4 engineering degrees in this call.
there are 4 engineering degrees in this call, and we proved it. And the fun news for you guys is I recorded all of that, so that'll be a great outtake reel at some point. Or it'll be at the
one whistle.
I think technically, Brett, there are actually 5, so that makes me extra bad.
That's true.
Anyways, what's up, guys? This is Heist, and we're coming at you with, yet again, another game of Railroad Trivia, or Railroad Jeopardy. We had so much fun playing last time that Leighton decided that he wanted to sick his large brain of many bizarre train facts upon us.
Big brain time.
So Leighton's going to be our host for this flavor. We'll see how this goes. I'm going to have to deal with being on the buzzing end of things, and I guess I can complain about this. Leighton, my favorite thing about this is you sent your categories, and I about pissed myself laughing at just the category titles. So why don't you walk the folks through what the categories are?
Okay, well, we have blatantly obvious but poorly described defects. In this category, you are the poor schmuck that has been handed the locomotive after it's come back to the shop. The guy who wrote out the daily inspection report had a sense of humor. You have to figure out what on God's green earth he meant.
Do you have the one from my time at BNSF where they said literally an uncouth jabroni left the head as a hot mess in those exact words?
You know, I did not think about that story, so that will have to be part of the game.
An uncouth, that is literally the verbiage that was entered into the mechanical defect ticket system. It comes
Think
in
about
and
it.
it says, some uncouth jabroni left the head a hot mess. And it's like, oh, it just needs the toilet serviced. Why did they have fun with that?
Think about the fact that in 100 years, that's going to be on a piece of paper in a railroad museum somewhere.
I hope so. I genuinely hope so.
We are making our own memes, so use this power wisely. And then we have, that's not legal anymore! Things that used to be legal, except at standard practice or what have you, but are no longer. So then we have the rules. These are
Timmy Turner.
assorted rules and things that are officialdom. And then it's British, to annoy Mark.
Well, naturally.
Exactly.
If you watched the episode of me driving the Black 5, everyone knows that I know nothing about British trains, so I will lose this.
Yes, what is a vacuum brake?
Yeah.
And then for our final category we have, that'll be a piss test.
And I'll be really good at that one. No, just the P test, not the actual winning the questions.
Is the goal on the
Get it all
P-test
in
to
the
score
cup.
the most substances?
I think so.
Good question.
I thought
Alright.
it was the most P tests. Anyways, Leighton,
Okay.
why don't you do the thing?
Alrighty, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 15, just to mix it up here, so give me a number. Mark is in fact the correct one. I was thinking of the number 12, he was thinking of the number 11.
Well, these ones go to 11. So, cool.
Alright,
Thank you.
Give me That's Not Legal Anymore for 346.
this railroad was host to the incident that created the 1472 legislation we all know and love. Oh, we got a Brett here.
Where is the Gettysburg Railroad?
That is correct.
Where
Brett.
is it? Yes.
Well,
I
where
think-
is it?
That is a question.
I think it's in Gettysburg.
Yes, but yes, the Gettysburg Railroad, where you get to see a crown sheet go, and it's a scary thing. So,
When a crown sheet looks like it's an Ed, Edd and Eddie character with a jawbreaker in its mouth, you run very quickly the other way.
That is such a strange but also apt and completely accurate description.
And if you
Hate
look at
it.
trading card of that very locomotive, we made one in the first batch.
Beautiful.
okay, so Brett, it's now in your wheelhouse. What
God,
do you-
these are all so fun. I want to try. It's British for 420.
It's British for 420. What was the one British locomotive to have an actual headlight? Oh, we got a Mark coming in first. You know something about British bullshit.
What is the Flying Scotsman when it was in the United States? .jpg?
Ooh, wrong answer.
It had a
That
headlight
was
when it
the-
was here, didn't it?
It wasn't the first British engine to have a headlight.
You said what was one? The one. That was one.
Yeah.
There's more than one.
Yes,
This is.
the car-
This is.
Brett, and extra points to you if you could sing the song.
There's always
I
a
guess
song.
Oh, is it Big Bertha? What is Big Bertha?
That had a
Yes,
that had a headlight.
it did.
Crying out loud.
I will say your question is poorly worded because every diesel has a headlight.
Oh, it's
Okay.
true. Yeah.
Okay. Rick, ones we care about.
Well, They had Tonum electric headlights on some of the Scottish engines. Some of the underground engines had lights.
Well, okay.
Some of the original tube didn't have lights.
So quite a few of them actually.
We die like men. We die like men.
A smoke-filled tunnel.
Oh my
Brett,
god.
it's still yours.
Let's try. It's British for 587 then.
It's British for 587. Apparently, we have a Brett again.
You
have to
didn't read
read
the
the
question.
I was gonna say, man, that was some really bad latency on my end.
No, that was just Leighton C.
Well, all right, Brett. Would you be willing to step aside and let the next poor sucker take this, or do you want it?
If you read the question.
Okay, what automotive? Oh god.
How are you now realizing that now?
Automotive manufacturer did Sir Nigel Gresley base his signature LNER Gatter Blue on? It's Mark. What did I drunkenly tell you sophomore year?
I'm trying to remember drunk Leightonisms, and I want to say it was Bugatti.
That is correct!
Yay! I know the British thing.
All right, Mark. It's your turn.
Oh boy. Let's go for that'll be a piss test for 69.
Okay. A truckload of what was responsible for resumption of passenger service between Gunnison and Montrose in 1944?
This is the 100 level?
Yeah.
What was it?
What are potatoes?
Oh, wrong answer.
Oh, that's what I was thinking too when the K-28 got nailed, but no.
Can I give you a hint?
Sure.
It is related to the excitement of trains. I hope Johnny gets the... Ellis, you were next.
What is eggs?
That is correct.
I hope he
Ellis,
gets the eggs.
I was gonna scream out, what are bees?
The excitement of trains. 318 for like a free... So, okay.
I'm with Mark. That's the 100?
No,
Oh, God.
this was just to mess with you. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay. No, but historical nuggets story time. So, regularly scheduled passenger service between Gunnison and Montrose was discontinued in 1935. However, in 1944, for like a 3 or 4 week period, it was continued with our very own 318 hauling a baggage car and a coach because a bridge on U.S. Highway 50 collapsed underneath the weight of a semi-truck hauling eggs and could not. It took 4 weeks to get it repaired. So,
A lot of eggs.
Oh, I was picturing 318 running with a baggage car full of eggs.
That's what I was picturing too.
I mean, that's an interesting image. There's a lot of chickens in Gunnison, but alrighty. Next, Ellis. Which one is you?
All right, I'm gonna take a. That's not legal anymore for 268.
Alrighty. This substance, also known as vitamin A, industrial cotton, and something we are not aware is on the property so far as we know. All right, Mark.
What is asbestos?
That is in fact correct.
There is none.
What is asbestos?
What is it? It's a weird minerally thing that you don't want to breathe. Okay.
Your turn.
Well, give me blatantly obvious but poorly described defects for 420. Why not?
The wheel is so f***ed up, the tread smiles at you every time it goes around. Oh, we got a Brett.
What are flat spots?
Nope. And Mark, I think you were the next, yes?
What are shell spots?
No. We got another Brett.
What are vertical flanges?
Nope, we got a Mark.
What is hollow tread?
Exactly.
Hey!
Oh, it took us 4 to get there.
Tread worn hollow. Which wheel defect is he talking about? And God, you know, this is a good category because that's actually the crap that we would get at BNSF. You would get stuff like, the defect would be like, the engineer reported to me at dispatch that the locomotive was making a strained gabang sound from one of the wheels. Please inspect and advise. And you'd go there and there was like an 8-inch flat spot on the darn thing. It's like, FRA limits be gone forever ago, and it's like, oh yeah, dude forgot to take his handbrake off and then said it came to him that way. Right, yeah.
Alrighty, Mark. It's yours.
Give me
Nobody's touched the rules.
blatantly obvious but poorly described defects for 587. Let's go big.
Alright, 587. Internal firebox sprinkler keeps turning on. There are 2 answers to this. We got a Brett.
What are leaking stay bolts and what are leaking flues/tubes?
Well, I was going to say, what is a busted fusible plug and what are broken stay bolts? But you got it.
So there are 3 answers.
Well,
There
yeah.
are 3 answers.
Fusible
There
plug.
are 5 answers.
If the fusible plug sprinkler turns on, you've got a really bad problem.
You and
More
us.
crucially, it's a worse problem if it turns off and then on again and then off again.
Yes. So, Mark, you want to explain to them what a fusible plug is?
A fusible plug is a special plug in the top of the crown sheet of some locomotives. I don't think ours have them.
None of ours
Yeah.
do.
None of ours have them, but that's because we know how to carry our water high enough. Hopefully,
Oh,
right?
God,
Wink,
why
right?
would you bring that evil on us?
To go back to the
Knock on the
first-
wood! Knock on the wood! Anyways. Yeah, so basically it's made out of a softer material that melts at a lower temperature, such that if there is an expansion and like a sudden increase in heat, because there's no water on top of the crown sheet, you blow the plug out before you turn the locomotive into a steam-powered trebuchet, and therefore, theoretically, the fire gets put out by all of the steam then rushing into the firebox, because the plug has been yeeted through the grates in the floor, so...
As you do.
And if you're cool like certain Southern Pacific Mikados, you can blow multiple of them before anybody notices, and then you wonder why you can't go play anywhere. Okay.
What?
Let's do...
Was that 1744?
Nope.
Oh, Mikado. I don't know which one that one is. Never mind. Anyways, continue on.
Yeah. Let's do... That'll be a piss test for 587.
That'll be a piss test for 587. This kind of locomotive wrecked on the Moffat as a result of a power reverse failure. Oh, we got a Brett again. He has got an itchy trigger finger.
He's quicker on the draw than any of us. That's how
What
he
is
wins.
a DM and IR Yellowstone?
That is in fact correct.
Now, what does DM and IR stand for? Say it
Correct.
correct.
Masab and Iron Range.
Oh, is it Masab?
Mhm.
Okay,
I-
I don't know how to say it then. Never mind.
Bruce Springsteen says Misabi, so I would go with that.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right, I'll count out a Bruce Springsteen.
It's your turn still.
Oh, right. Let's do Da Rules for 587.
Jimmy
Rules.
To be Turner.
What is...
You have to read the question.
Sorry, it's just the Fairly Odd Parents reference got me.
Oh.
I can do the bonus.
Alrighty.
Sorry.
What is the minimum safety factor for an FRA compliant boiler? Bonus if you can explain why no FRA Pensy engines run. Oh, shit, we got an Ellis on this one.
That would be 4 as per the last Jeopardy we did.
Exactly, that is correct. Now, can you explain why the Pensy sucks?
Well, they don't, but It's because all their stuff was too thin because they were designed to be completely disposable, and we're just gonna be. Oh, it's worn out. Well, chuck a new firebox on there.
What is the number 4? What is the number 4?
Mark, you might have to throw in a bleep here, but I just love that for the audience. Before the question was even read, we're buzzing into Discord, and Mark buzzed in. Get ready with the bleeps. Pick me, Timmy Turner.
We have fun here, folks. We have fun here.
That's going to be a lot of bleeps followed by Timmy Turner.
All right,
It is.
Alan, it's yours. What do you want to do?
Me. Oh, it's me. Oh, God. Okay. We're gonna do. That's not legal anymore for 420.
This material involves several laminations of material that, when used in pressure vessels, increases risk of kaboom. It's Mark.
What is a lap seam?
No.
This material.
Material. Oh.
Yes. Brett.
Ooh. What is wrought iron?
That is correct.
Ooh. Well
okay,
played.
so-
Well played.
Get out the metallurgy questions here.
Yeah. So for those playing along at home, wrought iron is bad because in the process of making wrought iron, you end up working the material a lot, and that creates air pockets, which air expands when it gets hot and can lead to sudden, unexpected kinetic disassembly, which is bad.
We call that a
So-
rapid, unplanned disassembly in the industry.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Cool. So, Brett, once again, it's yours.
Let's go. It's British for 346.
British for 346. What L&E locomotive was once marooned on the Embarcadero?
Your what hurts?
What do you say?
Oh my God.
Well,
Ellis, I believe that was
Oh,
yours.
me?
yes, got it.
Okay. Oh, what was I saying? It was a Kerbal Space Program bit. That would be the Flying Scotsman, or what is the Flying Scotsman?
That is correct.
Hey, that answer didn't work earlier.
Worked that time.
Now. Yes, for the the
Sorry, I mean, what is Big Bertha?
the Unlucky Tug on YouTube did a really great video on the Flying Scotsman's ill-fated tour of America and how eventually just ended up just like chilling out on the Embarcadero in San Francisco by the wharf, just running back and forth. Also, weird-ass family connection. Apparently the Claytors, like Grand Claytor of the Southern Railroad was involved in that, who was apparently a distant cousin. And up until Hurricane Harvey happened and a lot of stuff was lost, had a picture of my mom standing on the front of the Flying Scotsman in Houston in 1976. So,
Oh wow.
That's
Neat.
cool.
If you want a related recommendation, one of my favorite railroading books, The Railroad That Came Out at Night, has a chapter that chronicles Flying Scotsman's arrival in Boston. Again, just crazy,
Really?
crazy stuff. Yeah.
yeah, what's the TLDR for that?
I wish I could remember, but it was chaos. That's the TLDR.
Read the book.
So,
Yeah,
it's a good
so
book. Keep hearing about it.
for the viewers at home, explain what this is if they don't know what the Flying Scotsman is or that, and explain why it happened. Because even I don't know why they brought it over here.
Okay, so Flying Scotsman was another engine designed by Sir Nigel Gresley of previous memeage.
What have you done?
It was the big air quotes around this one. The first engine to go 100 miles an hour, aka the first one on the LNER to be hauling a dynamometer car 100 miles an hour downhill with a tailwind. Regardless, it earned this distinction.
That's how they say it's an actual record. They built a dynamometer car because they didn't have any trains to run. I see how it goes.
Yeah, the British have a history of doing this, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a certain plaque on Mallard that could be also attributed to that. However,
And a dynamometer car coupled behind it.
yeah, well, it's there in New York. So, yeah, the Flying Scotsman, it was an LNER A3, like super hotshot Pacific class, built in the was it the teens, Brett, for the Great Northern, or was it the 20s?
I believe it was the 20s. And also, it's a hotshot Express Pacific that's smaller than 91.
Yes, it is in fact that the British built their stuff small but powerful. However, our lovely
It also has less tractive effort than the 491.
our K30
Probably.
could beat it into a pulp, but also it couldn't do 100 miles an hour, so I guess that works out.
Good if you threw it off a bridge.
I was gonna say.
That's gravity notwithstanding, it cannot go 100 miles an hour under its
Wait, so they can use the tailwind, but we can't use gravity?
Yes, and Scotsman made it into preservation. It was super popular in preservation. And then at some point, somebody decided, and the Unlucky Tug on YouTube is a much better video explanation on this than I do. Somebody decided, hey, let's take this thing to America. And then that didn't work out. And then it ended up in Australia for some freaking reason. And then it eventually made its way back to Britain, being one of 2 locomotives that have actually circumnavigated the globe. But that's a question for another Jeopardy!
The very, very quick lowdown is it was bought and preserved by a foamer. British Union rules did not let him run the locomotive in the UK, so he decided to bring it to the US so he could actually run his engine. Foamer didn't have enough money to sustain that, so went bankrupt and the whole thing went tits up. The Australia thing was a completely different thing under a different owner like 10 years later.
That foamer would be Alan Pegler.
Correct.
Put the name out
Also,
there.
wasn't he a producer for the Beatles?
Was he?
Was he?
Maybe that's where he got the money.
Yeah, he had some involvement with the Beatles. Regardless, though, Ellis, it's now in your ball court.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go for it. Actually, no, I'm not, because I've had poor results in that category. I'm gonna go for It's British for 268.
It's British 268. In what state were Mr. Valentine and Dan the driver in when they stole the locomotive?
God damn.
Brett.
What is intoxicated?
What is inebriation? But that gets the point across.
Damn it! I should have gone for that.
That's what I was gonna go for. I was gonna say hammered, but fair enough.
All correct.
Admittedly, random people steal a train. Are they drunk? That's a fair answer, but that's a reference to the movie The Titfield Thunderbolt that at some point Mark will make you watch. And Ellis, too, if you want to join.
It's a good movie. I've seen it.
Yeah. And now it's now Rapido's making The Lion and Train, as it was in that movie, and Hornby was going to do it, and then the mysterious lawsuit happened. But Brett, it's your turn.
Let's close out the category. Let's do It's British for 69.
Nice.
Oh, yes. This class of locomotive is what the big blue dumpster we adore is based on. Mark, what is it?
Somebody commented this on my YouTube earlier this week, and I actually don't know what it is. It's like an E1, I think? Maybe?
So close.
What
Brett?
is an E1?
What is a Billington E2?
Damn.
Correct.
You were very
I
close.
knew it too. Damn it.
So close. But for the reference to the big blue dumpster, for those of us in the tourist railroad world, Stay Out with Thomas is what keeps is one of the many things that keeps the lights on. And the actual Thomas, when Thomas appears, he is, shall we say, bereft of boiler, and is in fact just a big dumpster on rails and rides as such.
Yeah, riding inside of Thomas. I mean, it just sounds like you're in a dumpster getting hit with sledgehammers as it goes down the railroad. It is awful.
Especially through dual gauge switches, but I feel like we're the only people that have that.
That's an us problem.
Wait till the
Okay.
EBC gets Thomas.
No. Brett, it's your turn.
Let's do... That'll be a piss test for 420.
Okay, that'll be a pit step for 420. What is the common factor between SP-18 blowing the cylinder head, SP-18 shitting the blast nozzle, and Eureka dropping a blower pipe? I believe we have a mark on that one.
What is Leighton Moreland participating in excursions?
Yes, this is me, and I think I am cursed.
Leighton,
Literally, when 18 blew the hit the blast nozzle, I was standing next to the train, and one of the DNS employees walked up to me and says, "You broke it. Do you have a welder?" So that is my reputation. What travels with me?
That sounds like either a Nick or a Kyleism.
you have been on charters and you just break locomotives by being near them for whatever reason. You are cursed.
Nothing with that. But okay, so Mark, since you got that one, what is your next question?
Give me that'll be a piss test for 346.
Okay. What was the name of the engineer responsible for the wreck of DRGW 346 on Kenosha Pass? We got a mark.
I'm either going to remember his first name wrong or right. What is Gene McGowan? Ah!
Yes, Brett.
Ellis, Mark, you're gonna hate me. Who is Eugene McGowan?
I knew I was
McGowan.
waffling between the two.
I had Mickey McGowan, but my understanding is Mickey was a nickname. So
Mickey is a nickname.
You got it.
They didn't call him Bernie afterwards.
Jesus.
Or,
No,
or-
they called him dead because they put him in the ground.
well,
Which-
he lived for like 3 days afterwards. Poor sap.
He did, and he died with. There's recordings somewhere of like some guy's testimony, and he talks about holding Mickey McGowan's hand as he dies.
Oh man.
That's
There's a voice recording of him talking about that. Slightly less depressing note, I do say slightly. Mark, when you're out here, I didn't know McGowan is buried in Golden.
is
like,
he
he's
really?
He's buried in the cemetery that's over by Rockrest. We need to go visit his grave when you're here.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And then go to Rockrest.
Dude.
Win.
And then go to Rockrest
I
and
was-
get smashed.
I was gonna say we can make it smell like Kenosha at his grave. Well, that
Yeah.
would be probably in poor taste, but
Probably. Well, I don't know.
Over improper
He was Irish.
Regardless. All right, bring the Jameson. Brett, it's your turn again.
Let's do that'll be a piss test for 268.
Finish out the category. This can happen to the wheel when drivers are allowed to slip excessively. Mark.
what is the Blue Peter incident? No? Yes? Perhaps?
Similar, but that was not the answer I was thinking of. Brett.
What is break/crack/disintegrate?
This is one of the ones that has multiple answers, so I'm gonna go with break/disintegrate.
What is shelling?
Yeah, what is slipping a tire?
Fair. That's an
Okay.
answer.
That is a thing that can happen.
Does an answer.
And you're gonna give Brett gets points
Okay,
for that.
Well, you know what?
For
Both
saying it breaks.
of you got it. So
I was trying to be authentically Britishly bullshit for you. I was pandering to my audience.
That's it. However, I did not think about breaking the driver's arms as an option. So, considering the point situation, I'm going to go 5th grade basketball rules and go mercy rule here, so nobody gets points.
I'm fine with that.
And on the in spirit of mercy rule, Ellis, it's your turn.
All right. Well, then we're just gonna go for that's not legal anymore. 587.
That's the legal rule for 587. It's like a giant horn hook coupler, but somehow worse. Brett,
What is a Miller hook coupler?
he got it.
I
Oh,
had
I've
no
heard of
idea
this
what that
before,
one
too.
was.
That's
Yeah.
like halfway between a Lincoln pin and a knuckle.
And it is
Ugh.
like a horn hook coupler, but somehow worse.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're scary.
Scary and illegal. So, Brett,
Highly illegal. Let's do
Highly
the
illegal.
rules for 420.
the
Show me
rule,
the rules. That
Okay.
wasn't Jorgen von Strangle.
according to part 230.71, does a locomotive need to pass an orifice test? Brett, Mark,
No. What is a locomotive just performing an orifice test?
the answer is no, so that goes to Mark.
You don't have to pass the test, you just have to do the test.
This is correct.
Thanks,
Yeah.
thanks FRA. Don't
It's not
watch
like
this
an
YouTube video.
For the people at home, it's not like an orifice test is important. It's only a test to determine if the air compressor is working well enough to, make the brakes do the thing well. So,
Which is,
Brakes aren't important.
not important, right? You don't need to
not
stop.
important.
All right,
Brakes are overrated.
Mark, it's your turn.
Give me blatantly obvious but poorly described defects for 346.
Okay. Sergeant Body is now an aquarium.
What?
What?
Brett, what is it?
What is something to do with the injector overflow running constantly?
No, you're not there. Again?
What is something with the lubricator failing and flooding?
What else does Sergeant make that might be a contained glass and bronze thing?
Oh, what is a buzz?
Mark,
What is a broken water glass?
that is correct. What is a
There
broken?
we go.
Oh my god.
I was like, who the hell is Sergeant? Oh yeah, it's written on the front of those, isn't it?
Bottom of the T.
Yeah.
Yeah, bottom of the T. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's not like we
I-
use those letters for anything.
It's not like no.
Yeah.
Remember when we
Oh.
were talking about how we know where the water is? Oops.
Yeah, remember when you cursed us all?
Don't blow the locomotive up, Brett. Don't do it.
We're running on Thursday. Oh, thank you.
Don't blow the locomotive up, Brett. Knock
Thank
on wood.
Hey, we know I have no problem with low water. High water may be another issue, but
Sounds like me and
Come
every
hell or high
transfer.
water, and you had both hell and high water. It was an impressive display.
Mark, you might actually have a chance.
I might actually... So you're telling me
Wow.
there's a chance. How about give me duh rules for 346?
to be
No.
done.
Does the boiler on a rotary snowplow need a Form 4? Brett!
What is no? It does not.
No, it is subject to state boiler regulations, so that's fun.
Same with most steam cranes and spreaders.
MOW equipment. It doesn't haul butts and seats. Doesn't count.
It is not a locomotive.
It is just pressure vessel next to butts. Yes. Ellis, are you still following along?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Let's
I'm
do
just,
the rules for 69.
Rules? Okay. Over which speed must a steam locomotive operating on the general system have a speedometer per FRA? Mark?
What is maybe 40 miles an hour? I have no idea.
Ellis?
I have no idea. I just wanted to buzz in with that.
I
'cause it
mean,
was relevant.
he buzzed in PRRS1 received 156 mile an hour speeding fine.
Oh,
To
but
which
it didn't run faster than the Mallard. They don't have the... They have the record.
You gotta have
Yeah,
the
exactly.
car. Brett?
What is no speed?
Ooh, wrong answer again. Apparently there's some speed at which you can just be hanging out. Mark?
What is 30 miles an hour?
Okay, Ellis, you get one shot and then I reveal.
What is 25 miles an hour?
Okay, that was actually the closest. All things considered, you need the points. The answer is what is 20 miles an hour?
What?
Dang it.
Okay, clarify your rules there, cowboy, because I'm not saying we broke no FRA rules, but I've run at 24 miles an hour on an FRA-regulated railroad, and we had no speedometer.
And the
Yeah.
rail system.
Oh, that is in the question, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh.
Never mind. Okay.
Yes.
All right then.
Yeah, I was looking through CFR Part 237 today for some fun questions, and that came up, and I'm like,
You were
That's-
looking through the CFR, and you said CFR and fun questions in the same sentence. You are a grandpa. You are ancient in the body
So
of
I really
20-something.
I really thought that these categories were going to be better for me than yours, Heist. But if he's just reading the rule book for fun and making questions out of it, I don't see how I could.
no, most of them are moronic.
In fairness, Ellis, that was the lowest level one, and none of us knew it. I thought it was a trick question. So.
You wouldn't. I mean, you're not off base with that.
Anyway, who gets
All right,
to
I
choose
guess
now, Leighton?
I'm up.
Ellis
We're
has
gonna
got
we're gonna do. Oh man, I guess we're just gonna do. That's not legal anymore for 69.
it. Nice.
That's the wrong category.
Ooh, locomotive missing comfort item and refusing to cooperate. Brett,
Locomotive is missing the seat and being generally difficult.
this is a Brett and Mark question. I'm sorry, Mark.
Locomotive missing its binky.
Correct.
Oh, somebody wrote up a missing binky?
I may have actually done that.
Hey, question. What the hell is that?
So our choo-choos at the museum, they like to go night-night, and when they go night-night, they get their binky on their handrail so that they go night-night and they sleep all night and they don't pop their safety valve and wet the bed, the ceiling of the roundhouse. Yeah,
Which-
that one.
To answer your question, it is literally a children's blanket with a rabbit head on it.
Yes. They all have their own. And if you forget to
I
take
will
it
say,
off,
Leighton-
they won't wake up either. Yeah.
I will say, Leighton, that's not the question Ellis asked for, so maybe do that.
Okay, Ellis, you get another choice.
Yeah, I'll go with my original choice, which is that's not legal anymore for 69.
Nice. All right. This primitive style of coupler somehow makes chain and buffer look good, since you probably won't lose a finger. Mark.
What is the Lincoln Pin coupler?
That is correct. You get the
Welcome to
point.
Railroads Online,
Probably
where
won't lose a finger with Lincoln Pin.
no, you
Oh,
won't lose a
okay.
finger
I
with
mis-
the
I
chain
misread
and
the
buffer. Yeah.
I
Yeah, no.
misunderstood the question.
Welcome to
Okay.
Railroads Online, where it's inaccurate because, as we learned today in the Railroads Online Discord, John Railroadson is his name. That is the conductor man's name, John Railroadson. He has objectively too many fingers. Anyway,
He does.
I mean, that's very fair. So, Mark, you got dumb rules for 268 and blatantly obvious and poorly described defects for 268.
I gotta go for the blatantly obvious but poorly described defects for 268.
All right. Frame goes gadunk, 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 going down track. Ellis,
That would be what are flat spots?
that is correct.
Yeah.
As Mark previously said, this has been written up.
Just about like that, yeah.
And Ellis, you are finishing out the rules for 268.
Wait, do I want to pick that one or do I want to pick something else? I don't know.
I really don't think you have a choice. How fast is restricted speed? Mark.
What is slow enough to stop in half the range of vision, or 10 miles an hour, depending on your rulebook?
What is 1/2 side stopping distance? Mark wins that one.
I got some points!
I was going to go with 10 miles an hour because that is the speed of the exempted track on Pan Am, which I have plenty of familiarity with.
Yeah, many
sorry.
many rulebooks and actually many G-Core rulebooks will actually specify a specific speed in addition to the half the range of distance requirement. But yeah, just depends.
Yeah, so, well, once again, Brett curb stomped everybody. Thank you for showing up. We got a Mark and then an Ellis following behind that. This is my bullshit meme Jeopardy. And I'll hand this back to Mark for whatever else he has to say.
Well, your categories were great. You had more poorly worded questions than I did, but I think that's kind of just a thing that you run into with this. And when we get into really particular knowledge that we have, yeah, that's fair enough. This was a lot of fun. I thought you had a good amount of jokes in there, and there weren't too many that were way out of left field. So I thought it was great. And yeah, thanks for putting that together. Maybe Brad or Ellis can put one together for us next time.
I actually have ideas now. I have ideas.
God.
I feel like I could make one of these.
Oh, God.
It would be fun to get yours because we would just have no clue and we'd get to learn a lot, I think.
No,
Whereas,
I would really, really try to make things that I feel like you guys would have pieces of knowledge of, or questions that are worded in such a way that you can figure it out. I want to make good questions.
well, anyways, I had a lot of fun with this stuff. Leighton, thanks for putting this together. This Jeopardy series has been really fun. I hope you guys have been enjoying it on the channel as well. And as always, make sure you also check out Ellis's channel because Ellis has got some cool stuff going on over his way. Anything you want to pimp while you're here?
well, last time I talked about a few things, but I have a series with Weibold and Tyler, one of the other Railroads Online devs, and a couple of friends of ours occasionally who come on in good old Railroads Online. So the bacon line, we call it.
Anyways, again, thanks so much for watching, everyone. Make sure you like the video if you did. Click the subscribe button and click the little bell if you want to get notified when we're going live or posting silly content like this. Again, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.